Hi, my name is Joe Bullman. I'm the lead pastor at Gig Harbor Foursquare, and I'd like to take a moment just to share something that the Lord showed me years back, and it's really been kind of a foundation of who I am as a Christian and even as a pastor. I was reading one time in Jeremiah 1, verse 5, it says, "Before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you, and I set you apart to be a prophet unto the nations." That was God telling Jeremiah, a young guy, what God made him for, how he formed him in his mother's womb to be a prophet unto the nation. I felt like the Lord showed me that we should all put a blank at the end of that verse, that we should say, before God formed me in my mother's womb, he made me to be, and it's blank. What is it? See, the reality is every single one of us has a calling. God formed us in our mom's womb to do something, to be something, to go out and reach somebody. And you, me, and everybody in this world needs to take time to fill in that blank in Jeremiah 1:5. For me, it was to be a pastor, to go and help people grow and become disciples of Jesus Christ. What is it for you? And that's what I want to encourage you to ask yourself. What is it that God formed me in my mother's womb to be? When you ask that question, let me give you some tools to maybe help answer it. See, often we look at our gifts and we look at what we're good at and we go, well, that must be what God's called me to be. But that's not the way to do it. Often our gifts come and they support what God's called us to do. So I want to ask you this. What are you passionate about? Who are you passionate about? Maybe you're passionate about babies and God's called you to be a foster parent or a mother or father to the mother or fatherless. I don't know what it is, but what you need to do is you got to look at your passions. You got to answer the question, somebody ought to. All of us say that all the time. We go, somebody ought to. And what is it behind it? What is it with you that you go, somebody ought to go and do this? Often that's our calling. And so then you take that somebody ought to and you turn it into, God, how do I go and point that towards a people group? I want to encourage you to first start by asking the question, before God formed me in my mother's womb, what did he call me to do? Who am I passionate about? What do I want to see come to completion? And then use the gifts that God's given you to take that calling and do something with it. He made every single one of us to do something, not just to be here, but to do. And I encourage you, take Jeremiah 1:5, complete the sentence for you. Know what you're called to do and go out and do it. You'll be the best you when you do it.